Hi everyone, welcome back to The Learning Gardener. If you haven't been here before, my name is Pip. Today we are going to be cleaning out this garden bed and we're going to be doing bits and bobs of planting. It technically is supposed to be raining right now and we're expecting rain for, I think, the next 10 days. And we're expecting like hundreds of mils, which is exactly what we don't need because everything is already so soggy after the last massive rainstorm just a few days ago. So, oh well, we're going to make use of the rain and make use of the sun while it is here. Well, I think we could kind of call this sun, but we're going to plant it up, these garden beds and a few other things, and let the rain water them in. So I'm pulling out these zinnias because they're like a bicolor, if that's even the right description, hideous thing, and I just don't like them, don't want them, not interested in their seeds, and I'm going to give them to the chickens, but I'll do that this afternoon when I go and give them their afternoon kitchen scraps. But for now they can just stay in a giant pile right there. This garden bed last winter was garlic. I had full plans of making it garlic again this year, but the loofahs are still going, and the marigolds are still going, and evidently I have some sort of visual impairment because there are one's been damaged, two butternut pumpkins here that I completely missed beforehand. This area did get a little bit of compost, during the growing season of summer, but I have nothing and have nothing else to top the bed up with, and so I decided not to put garlic in it. And given that garlic doesn't like competition and the loofahs look like they still have weeks to go, some of them are starting to brown, but they don't look like they're going to just be done tomorrow, so I don't think it's the best place for the garlic. So I'm going to put some broccoli in here, and the other reason why I'm going to not put garlic in here is because when we placed these archways there was already garlic in there, and part of the reason why the archways are not as secure as I would like and need to be reworked is because we had to wiggle around the garlic. The other reason why we're not planting the garlic here as I had hoped to is because of the state of this bed, which is filled with wandering tradescantia. And as I said, garlic does not like competition, and wandering tradescantia is generally pretty difficult to get rid of. Now, if during the course of this video you get a waft of smoke that comes across the camera, all is well. It's just that, the mosquitoes are so bad. It's like intolerable to be outside. They have no issue just bypassing any sort of mosquito spray or cream. I've been putting on all the sprays and creams all at the same time and they just don't care. So I have brought out about 50,000 mosquito coils, no over exaggeration, and I've surrounded myself with the hope that I may not add to my vast collection of mosquito bites. So yeah, it's good times over here, great times. And we're going to be planting, as I said, broccoli in this bed, and I'm going to heavy plant it because I'm running out of garden beds and spaces, and I don't want all the beds to be broccoli. I need the remaining beds, and there's not that many, to have other things like onion and garlic and stuff like that in it. And I have a ton of really healthy looking broccoli seedlings. Most of my cauliflower is actually getting pummeled by cabbage moth and slugs, so I'm really looking forward to this rainy patch passing, because one of you suggested I spray my brassicas with kale and clay, which is something I had bought for the pumpkins, and I was going to spray them, but then Ollie died and I was in hospital and we came home and yeah, it was too far gone. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited to spray the brassicas and hopefully salvage them, but there's no point in spraying kale and clay all over them right before heavy rains, because it completely defeats the purpose. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish weeding this area, and then we're gonna get planting, because I want to get out of Mosquito Town ASAP. I am going to avoid planting the back half of this bed, just because the loofahs are still in play, and because the what are they called, archways need some maintenance work, and it's just going to make life a lot easier for myself and whoever is volunteered as tribute to help me straighten these guys up if there's not plants there. And to be honest, I've barely planted any lettuce, so I need to get on that. I haven't planted any spinach. I haven't planted any poppies. So there's a ton of things I haven't even planted. I need to plant some beets. Haven't planted any of it. And a lot of that is because I've been prioritizing garlic and broccoli and cauliflower, particularly broccoli. And I just haven't got around to it. So today I'm just going to go around and sprinkle poppy seeds everywhere. But like the dahlia beds behind me, could you finish up now, please? They don't even, like, they're not even slightly browned, so I can't pull them yet. They haven't flowered this year because they were too shaded by my neighbour's bamboo and by the loofahs, so I have to let them get what sun they can, so that hopefully the tubers will be salvageable for next season, so that hopefully next season we actually get some dahlias. But yeah, I mean, I've still got a lot of sort of, I consider them incidentals to plant in the lettuce and the spinach and things like that, that are quite easy to plant, but I just haven't done it yet. And I'm just aware that there are things like the archway maintenance that just, it has to happen. So in a way, I'm trying to make things easier for myself. In a way, I think I'm making things worse for myself. And then there's also things like the capsicums, which look manky and I need to cut back, but I kind of also want to let them absorb as much sun as they can before they go dormant, so hopefully they make it through winter again. So I don't know. I don't know. My brain's a bit fried. It's today is 6 months since Ollie was born, so yeah. I think Birdie must have known I needed a giggle between Rafa cutting his paw open yesterday and covering the house in blood, and as I said, it being 6 months since Ollie died and was born, because she just started going off a brain. You can probably still hear it in the background going off, and I went inside and she's in there. She's obviously been sleeping in the on the bed in the pantry, keeping an eye on me while I'm out here. Look, spider in the hole. That's uncool. And there was like a bird or something in the neighbour's bamboo, but it sounded like it was in the wall in the house. And so Birdie's just standing on the bed, staring at the corner of the wall, barking at the wall, because obviously the wall is offensive. Silly girl. But oh, what are you going to do? Dogs are so silly. Anyway, so we've got broccoli that is a Italian sprouting variety. So I planted these again because last year I planted these seedlings when they basically failed to thrive, and they were teeny weeny little things, like smaller than my fingernail, and they'd been like that for months and months in the seedling trays, which is why I'm so paranoid about getting my broccoli in the ground early this year, possibly to my own detriment, because we're going to have to replace a whole bunch that have been mauled by cabbage moth. And I'm just going to bury those spares and they can become nitrogen fertilizer. And the teeny weeny broccolis performed beautifully, and they were even producing broccoli all through summer. So clearly Italian sprouting broccoli words are so hard, is where it's at. And I'm going to keep that grub for the chickens, bury the spare broccoli, and I am burying these broccoli a little bit deep because they are a little bit leggy, just because it's been 100 years since I've gotten around to dealing with them. And the broccoli that I have planted deep so far is by far and away the healthiest broccoli I have ever grown, and way healthier than the stuff I didn't plant deep. So I'm planting this stuff even deeper. So we'll see. We'll see. I know I said I was going to give the cucumber on this side a bit more of a chance because it is still flowering, but you can see nothing's really happening and it just looks disgusting. So it's time for it to go. I can't do it anymore. Goodbye. And you're going to be replaced with the sweet peas. The chickens will appreciate, hopefully, these vines because they have the, I think they're called 24 spotted ladybird on them, which are a pain in the backside because they eat, not aphids, but the particularly seem to like potatoes. They eat the leaves and they basically turn them into a skeleton leaf, so they eat all the green material off them. And I've had heaps and heaps of them this year, and it's been really nice to see them bugger off, to put it quite frankly. But there's still a few on these vines. Anything I can't reach or just yank down will stay because I can't be bothered to go and get the ladder and bring it down. I'm just not feeling it. But also the blackbirds have been in this bed quite a bit, and they have killed a lot of the zinnias that were in this bed. So there's a few patches of spare space to actually put some stuff, so we can plant up the base of this arbor, which I know is crazy because I just said I don't want to plant up the arbors because, you know, I need help straightening them up. But these two aren't as bad as the other ones. And you know, like, who's got the time? You know, like, really, school holidays is almost over, so my friend will be back at work. My parents aren't planning to come down anytime soon, and, you know, I just want to get the garden planted up, so it'll have to be a deal with it later in spring job to straighten up, I think, most of the arbors, except I think that loofah one, when I clear that out, I think we'll have to straighten that one up because that does look a bit wobbles, but this one will be right. It'll make it through. She says, famous last words. Before the camera died, I placed the same sweet peas at the bottom of both sides of the arbor. While I was waiting for the camera to charge, I popped some carrot seeds in here, and I scattered some what are they called, silver beet seeds from 2 or 3 years ago that I saved from the garden, in the garden bed where I'm questioning whether there is a soil issue in there. And I figured I might as well put it in there, not because I'm going to eat it, but the chickens will eat it. So if it doesn't grow, it's no great loss. If it does grow, maybe it's going to take out some of whatever's in the soil, and obviously I won't give the chickens the root of the plant if I'm questioning the soil health. This is a beautiful lilac coloured dahlia, and like I could give it a bit longer to be ready, but I just need it to move. It is in my way, so I'm going to dig this one up, and I'm not going to deal with dividing or anything like that today because my energy is waning. What we're going to put in here, I was going to put in garlic, but then I was thinking about how damp the soil already is after all that downpour of rain we had just in the last week. And if we're going to get another 200 mils, I don't want my garlic to rot. So I'm going to plant onion in here, and hopefully the rain will rein it in and help it settle in. I've also got some amazing grey poppies which I will spread around. What else have we got? I think we've got some Flanders poppies. So yeah, I brought some poppies, I brought out some spinach, and most of those I'm just going to kind of scatter in between all the broccolis and hope for the best. But what we're going to do for the rest of this video is just finish off with this garden bed. So we put the broccoli in that bed, and then I couldn't be bothered to deal with chicken wire one more time for the stupid blackbirds. So I just put a galvanized climbing panel over the top. To be honest, I'll probably do the same with this one, because if I never touch chicken wire again, it will be too soon, because I've been doing nothing but chicken wire related activities for the last couple of weeks. So this bed had the Queensland blue pumpkins. Oh, I've got to dig out the dahlia. And obviously the dahlia. It had a broccoli that made it through summer. This is the bed we tested dried pyrethrum daisies on, and I never saw another aphid. So this has been a good bed. It's been a great bed. So I'm just going to dig out that dahlia before I forget it's there, which will happen in about 23 seconds because I'm feeling very pea-brained today. And then we're going to get these onions in the ground, and then, to be honest, I'm going to go inside and eat some junk food and watch a movie, and I might dry some gomphrenias and some globe amaranth, because that I can do. Oh, that feels like a huge tuber. So last year I grew potatoes in here, and I searched high and low for this tuber, and I thought it had rotted. Evidently it did not, although I just might have snapped it and sealed its fate. Whatever. Let's see if we can wiggle this thing out. Lots of big worms, a couple of big grubs. I've already just closed things up for the chickens, so these grubs get to live another day. To be honest, they're probably, what are they? Christmas beetles. So I don't, as much as I love watching the Bettys get super excited about grubs, I don't want them to eat all the Christmas beetles in the world. But they do get very excited. Oh, massive one. Oh, 3 Christmas beetles and 3 chickens. This is a huge tuber. I feel like I'm doing an archaeological dig. There we go. So I don't want this to rot either in the rain. Try and get all the worms out. Come on, wormy, out you come. Okay, I'll take that up to the deck later. I'll just put it here for now. and hope that I don't forget it. Put those curl grubs right at the bottom. So I'll mix in the blood and bone, and I'll add some slow release fertilizer. I'm going to put quite a bit of slow release fertilizer in, just because with the rain and with raised garden beds, there is a pretty good chance that some of the fertilizer will get washed out. Onions like quite a bit of food, and we've had pumpkins, potatoes and broccoli in this bed in the last 12 months. So that's a lot of heavy feeders from one bed, and I've got no more compost, and I'm not going to remember to fertilize these again later. I'm just being honest. It's not going to happen. It was always on my to-do list. It just never gets done because there's stuff that is way more priority ahead of it. So, oh, hello curl grub, I'm going to bury you. So I'm just going to get these mixed in now, get the onions in, plant up some poppy seeds, because the rain will keep them moist, and same with the carrot seeds that I chucked in the other bed, and that will help with germination. Oh, and I've got some cornflowers in, I think, mauve and a double black, and I'm going to pop those in and mulch it up, call it quits. So that's it for me for planting for today. I'm just going to cut some of these gorgeous flowers, and I've got a range of colours, and I'm going to dry them down the track. I'd love to make, with some dried straw flowers, a spring wreath for the front door. At the moment I have yellow tansy and dried echinacea, which is a very autumnal vibe, which is appropriate for where we're at the moment. But these are just so gorgeous, and if they maintain even half of the colour that they have once they're dried, they will be absolutely divine. And I just want to say thanks so much for hanging out with us today, guys. I apologise that my brain is fried and my word finding ability is compromised. Hopefully you can understand why. I'm going to go in once these are done and chill out with some chocolate and a movie and peel all the leaves off these so they dry well. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and hopefully we will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.